Hi, we're the Johnsons. How are you guys today? And first thing I'm going to do is pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for your grace and mercy and truth, blessing marriages all across the nation, all across the world, including our marriage. Lord, and we just love you for blessing marriages. It's a covenant that we have with you.
Yes, Father.
And we give you all the praise. You deserve all the glory. In Jesus' name.
Tonight, we're talking about the subject, making love outside the bedroom, making it better. And we're talking about this in particular because of some response we've gotten from couples that are giving us a call, talking with us, communicating with us about the needs that they have or the issues that they have. And primarily it's about the fact that, all of us, 96% of the population, they say, is dysfunctional, which means that most of us come from a background where we had parents that didn't know how to provide a proper example for us in regards to marriage. I come from a divorced family where my mom was married to my stepfather up into my adulthood, and my husband
Also,
alcoholic
family.
That's right.
We'd like to go over two scriptures. The first one is Amos 3:3. What is it, honey?
How can two walk together except they be agreed? And it's Mark 10:8-10, which says, for this reason a man shall leave his father and his mother and be joined to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh.
Yeah.
So it's scriptural. God created sex, and it's something that he intentionally gave to us as believers in our marriage.
Okay, and one of the things we like to, divorce is up 40% because of the coronavirus. And we'd like to talk about the 5 reasons people get divorced. And the first one is money.
Yes, money. And of course, we can all relate to that. Finances is the biggest reason couples get divorced. The second one is infidelity. And
the third one is constant arguing.
And the fourth is lack of intimacy.
And the fifth is substance abuse.
Substance and physical abuse.
But today, we would just like to talk about lack of intimacy.
Yes, that's our emphasis, because we've had some conversations with different couples, and the reality is that in marriage, most women are faking it. They're faking that they are being satisfied.
And they shouldn't have to fake it until they make it.
That's right.
They should be making it.
That's right.
And the main reason for that is they're not talking about it. Everybody want to have sex, but nobody want to talk about it.
That's right.
So communication starts at home with your married couple.
Yes.
You talk to each other about sex.
Yes.
You talk to what makes you feel good, what makes you feel bad, your health issues. If you have health issues, you can't be headache all 24/7 for the whole year.
Yeah.
Or I got a tummy ache or some crazy reasons, because the lack of intimacy will lead outside the bedroom with another person in infidelity, which I'm guilty of that.
Yeah.
And so trust, then I have to rebuild my wife's trust. Sometimes it can take a year or years, or it just don't happen.
Yeah.
But God in your marriage and you talking about it makes it a lot easier.
That's right. And so for couples, it's important for us to talk about how we feel in regards to sex. And it's a topic that we don't talk about in the church, but we really need to, because there are people that are talking about so-and-so committed infidelity and this person, and the women are involved as well as men. It's just not men.
It's both ways.
And it's both ways, because people are not discussing about how they feel about having sex, and about I wanted to talk specifically about women, because we've talked to some couples recently, and
Yes.
the women were faking it. And most men don't know that they're faking it because they have no idea. They just figure that if they show up, then that's sufficient, but it's not.
Why aren't the wives telling their husbands why they're not feeling good?
Well, that's an excellent question, and most women have been taught that they know that men's ego is tied to their performance in the bedroom, and most men are not taught to take time with their wives and be concerned about what makes them feel good.
Yes.
And so
it's not about bam, bam, thank you, ma'am.
that's right.
It's about the two of you come together as one flesh.
That's
Joining as one flesh. And sex is supposed to be pleasurable for the both of you,
Yes.
not for one,
That's
but
right.
both of you.
That's right.
And my problem was I didn't like foreplay.
Okay.
And I'm out there now.
Yes. Okay.
I didn't like foreplay.
Yes.
And I was thinking everything was all right
Mm-hmm.
when it really wasn't.
Yes. Yes.
And the only way I found out, we had to talk about it.
Yes.
And she had to bust my bubble.
Yes.
I had to put my pride on the back seat somewhere.
Yes. Yes.
And it's so important that she tell me, because if she don't tell me, I don't know. You just assume everything's fine.
Yes.
So, she was faking it. You
Yeah.
can't fake it until you make it. Not in intimacy, not in a marriage, Christian marriage.
Yes.
You can't do that.
That's right.
They have to be genuine. You got to be real. Is that
Yeah.
right, sweetheart?
You're right. And I appreciate the fact that even though it took some years for my husband to finally hear me and be willing to get some help and be willing to make a change, because he realized that and this is a reality, if you're not being satisfied sexually, then you're tempted to go outside of the bedroom. And that's what happens. If you don't pay attention, if you're not paying attention to this area, then you allow the enemy to come in. And that's what has happened to a lot of couples.
Yes.
And it, happened to
Lots
us
of
because
couples.
I assumed that, when my husband would talk to me about buying things that were sexy, or wearing clothes, or even being around the house in things that was attractive.
I didn't want her looking like grandma. I wanted her looking like my wife.
Yes.
I wanted her to be the diva at home with me.
Yes. There you go.
And I wanted a dresser that would turn me on.
Right.
So
That's
if the money thing doesn't matter.
Yes.
I want to shop till I drop, till she dropped, and her to wear what I like.
Yes, that's right.
And me to wear what she likes.
Yes, and we do have to do that. And that's taking care of one another, that helps the union, that helps the marriage. And it's important to be able to talk about it and have the man to be responsive. And women, of course, have to be extremely sensitive to the fact that, they are talking with their husbands, and the expectation that, sometimes you can't perform. And
egos, with men, egos are involved. Because we're introverted. And we don't want to talk about that. But we are. We're talking about it with somebody, somewhere.
Well,
that's how infidelity come in. You're talking about it with somebody.
Yes.
But you have to talk about it with your wife.
That's right.
And the other thing that's important in the bedroom is position.
Yes.
Where you don't feel that you're violating one another.
That's right. That's right. And it's important to be sensitive and talk. You got to talk so you know what you're comfortable with and what you're not comfortable with.
It took years for me to get to this point, y'all.
Yes.
I have a choice.
Well, we have to be able to talk about something that affects all of us, and it's one of the benefits of being married. And so you should be able to talk about it and get comfortable with it. The more comfortable you are talking about it and getting some help.
And honest, if you need to get some help, Viagra's available, or Cialis, or whatever you need.
That's right.
And
you should do that.
And you should be having intimacy. And this opposite bedroom thing, y'all need to stop that.
Yes.
You live in one house.
Yes.
You should sleep in the same bed.
Yes.
And I've met couples who own different houses in different parts. One person owned a house in one part of Shreveport, another one might own a house in Bossier. What kind of marriage is that?
Yes.
So that's why it's so important that you talk about it.
Yes.
And you be open and honest with one another.
Yes. And we're encouraging younger couples as
And
well,
older couples.
and older couples, but we also know that younger couples, they're reaching out to us and saying,
Yes.
I don't want to be arguing all the time. The location, not to argue in your bedroom, is very important. Talking about things that affect you outside of the bedroom you need to be intentional with that.
You need to make love outside the bedroom too, all day long.
That's
Practice
right.
your love language.
That's right.
The other is love language, whatever it is. Words
Yes.
of affirmation, gifts, acts of service, whatever it is.
Quality time. That's
Yes.
another one that has come up quite a bit. Is
It's
that
quality time.
couples, one of the mates has as their love language quality time, and so they want to spend special time with people, and it's important to kind of realize that even if you are working different hours, or
Yeah.
like a couple we know that is having different days, when you do get time together, make sure that you're intentional about spending quality time.
And have date night.
Yes,
Date
and do
night.
something. Date night, go
Hold
somewhere.
hand.
Yes.
You embrace each other, kiss each other, cuddle,
Yes.
and text each other sexy messages or whatever.
Yes.
FaceTime each other.
Yes. Yes. Do things to
All day long.
let each other know that you feel that they're special to you, and appreciate each other.
Yes.
And
Oh, yeah,
appreciate
that's a good one.
the differences, and not magnify the differences. Couples, you need to think about what you're even saying about your mate to other people, how you're addressing them or talking about them. You have to be conscientious, because if you're thinking of those thoughts, that's not helping you be more loving and more kind and want to be intimate with the person.
What
So-
you've been thinking about all day long, that's what you'll act upon.
Yes, that's right. So this is an area that is extremely important. Couples need to talk. Do continue to reach out to us and let us know the areas that you're having challenged with, because it is something that, again, all marriages are challenged, and I don't care how long you've been married. We still work on being conscientious about coming together and about
yes.
having quality time together. You
Yes.
have to talk about it, and you have to get comfortable with addressing concerns that each of you have.
A husband should never start dating his wife.
And a wife should never stop flirting with her husband.
And that's so very important. A perfect marriage is two imperfect people
Who refuse to give up on each other. So
that
don't
refuse
give up.
to give up on each other.
Yes, don't forgive up on your mate. Continue to work with them. Continue to focus on the positive things that you love about them.
That's why you married them.
Yes.
It doesn't stop after you marry them. Well, I'm going to have sex this year, and maybe next year I won't have it. Hold up. Time out. You got married because you were attracted to them.
Yes.
Not just spiritually either. I'm talking about physically.
Yes.
So you got to keep the romance in the marriage.
Yes. Do those things that will enhance, and talk about it. And we appreciate you for continuing to join us and encourage us in this ministry.
And encourage others to watch us.
Yes, continue to do that, because we want marriages to thrive and not just survive.
Come grow, come invest, come believe God. We're challenging you to join a positive marriage movement.
Join us on Sunday evenings live at 7 o'clock p.m. We want marriages to thrive, not just survive.
Come join us.
And share with a friend.